Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pinnacle Perspective. My name is Larry Botel. I'm one of the partners at Hobson Associates in Connecticut. So in this edition, some of my Pinnacle family asked if I would talk about how to bring in new jobs and clients during these uncertain times. So let's dig in and discuss a few various ways and recruiting techniques on how we can do this. Tip number one, the step that I think is most often overlooked and undervalued, your attitude. You have got to go into marketing and business development with a healthy and positive attitude. I am a big believer in this. If you are a recruiter or you're in any form of sales for that matter, you have to execute with a positive attitude. Whether it's good or bad, it will absolutely come through in your calls. People by nature are naturally drawn to positive people. Think about all the telemarketing calls that you get in your personal life. For me, I could tell right away when somebody is, not only reading a script, but also wishes they were anywhere else but on this call. And it really makes me not want to be there either. I could picture them in their cube, feet up on the desk, probably texting somebody or scrolling through their Instagram feeds, while they're delivering their script. At least for me, I tune out right away. I end the call politely when they're done, and that's it. But we also have had those calls where, somebody's spunk, their attitude, their positive energy and vibes just grabs you from the first sentence. I guarantee you, I remembered their name, listened to their pitch, and while I may not have bought anything, I at least heard what they were offering. You will never sell anything if your buyer isn't listening. Okay, now that we've got the mind right, where do we go from here? Tip number two, the shortest path from point A, no jobs, to point B, having one, is to go to your existing clients. Okay, you may be thinking, no crap, Larry. You may think you have a beat on everything that is going on with your clients' hiring needs, but chances are we don't in a lot of cases and often assume too much. Communicate with your clients. If they don't have anything approved or open that they need assistance with, what about a proactive hire? And trying to upgrade in certain areas that leadership may see as a weak link. This is a great time to potentially attract somebody from their competitors, that they normally wouldn't be in a position to land. Ask if they're open to that. Tip number three. This is also a great time, I think, to get to know the other hiring managers in different departments with your clients. Reach out, introduce yourself. Let them know you're a partner and here to support them when they need it. It's a great thing when we have a well-rounded 360-degree relationship with your clients and in multiple contacts. Different departments have their own ebbs and flows to the hiring process. The more areas within your clients that you're plugged into, the better chances you have of uncovering that difficult search that you can assist with. Tip number four, be proactive. Don't be afraid to share an amazing candidate, particularly from a competitor or a company whose talent that they value with your clients. As a true partner, companies I think most often expect and want you to keep a finger on the pulse of great talent in their industry. I've made at least 2 placements this year by tipping my clients off to an amazing candidate that just put themselves onto the market that I knew was both a great fit on paper and culturally. Tip number 5. Another way to approach your clients right now is to find out if they've had to make any layoffs. I'm sure your clients would appreciate right now any help you could possibly give to those that they've laid off. Even if it's as simple as an email or a call to some of those people, it can be so uplifting and powerful to somebody who just got laid off to hear from their company's recruiter to at least let them know that you'll keep an eye out for them. Where does the biz dev come into this? Well, I think knowing where the layoffs occurred and the areas that were hardest hit within your clients will give you some insight as to, probably where the immediate hiring will be needed once they bounce back. And you want to make sure that you are plugged in with that manager and ready to go when it's time. This isn't going to provide, an immediate opportunity for you, but biz dev isn't always about immediate results. This isn't a fast food drive-through. Tip number 6, leveraging the success that you've had with clients is a great way to find new clients. Don't be afraid to share your successes with both their competitors and their partners. I think hiring managers, HR talent, talent acquisition leaders, they're always looking to reduce the risk of working with an agency, that is both going to waste their time and not provide the value that they are looking for. If you could separate yourself as a known quantity and having a track record with some proof that you can bring value to a competitor or a partner already, it certainly will increase your chances of getting in the door. So take the time, map out your clients and their partners, or their competitors, and their partners. Those are targeted calls, and introductions where you do have a bigger voice. Tip number 7, how about your old clients? If you've been in this industry long enough, you will have seen clients come and grow for various reasons. Some have gotten acquired, that ship may have sailed, but some have grown so much that their internal recruiting department may have taken over and trying to do everything in-house. Some ended when our best contacts left there. We all know that's happened. Some were just incredibly difficult to work with, so we decided to walk away. But for whatever reason, companies do change all the time. The people, their strategies, the direction change with them. It's a great time to go back and reestablish a connection with them. It can open up a whole new set of doors to you and potentially uncover a critical role that they just can't find on their own. Point being, it is absolutely worth the call. Tip number 8, another way to approach biz dev in this market is to do some research where the trends are moving towards and target those areas. One of my favorite quotes is by the great one, Wayne Gretzky. He said, "I skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it has been." And I've tried to apply that to my professional life and stay ahead of the curve. There is absolutely a shift going on in this country, and certain industries are going to be hurt by it, but some are going to wildly benefit, as well from the shift. Case in point, video meetings. I bet we wish we all would have, bought stock in Zoom before the shelter-in-place initiatives. On December 31st, Zoom stock was $68. Today, $241, and they have over 140 openings. There are trends that are going to be made and broken, but not just because of this pandemic, but because we are a country of innovation. Some examples, the growth of artificial intelligence and robotics has dramatically risen these past few years. Now areas like telehealth, delivery services, online education, streaming content, just to name a few. This is a great time to get ahead of the curve, look at these industries that are positioned to flourish during these times, and pivot your marketing. Another way to see where things are trending to, follow the money. That's an easy one. Tracking where venture capital firms are investing in is some great insight. When a company gets VC funding, part of that money is usually earmarked towards hiring. And chances are they're going to need some assistance in certain areas, from an outside agency. So if a company is getting funding, especially in this climate, there has to be some optimism that they are positioned for growth in tomorrow's world. Point being, skate to where the puck is going to be. Tip number 9, what do your calls look like when you're doing business development? Personally, I think the MPC call is the most effective biz dev call you can make, especially in this market. MPC, the most placeable candidate call, if you aren't familiar with the acronym, it's the rock star on your desk. Now, I do think the service call does have their place in the recruiting world in certain circumstances, but nothing is more powerful and attention-getting, than a call with a targeted, out-of-this-world candidate, that can highly impact a company's business. The key is you have to believe that this candidate can make that company better. The call or voicemail should include some eye-popping stats or accomplishments that will grab the attention of your audience. And if you can, tie it into the specific company you're calling. But be careful, don't overdo it, read their entire resume. It should come across direct, targeted, quick punch, and they will call back. These are great calls that lead to some interest, spark conversation, that can lead to uncovering, a different opening that may be giving a company a headache. Now, my last tip, listen to the candidates. In this market, if you call a candidate and recruit them and they give you the, thank you, Larry, for the call, but we're doing well here, so I'm not interested in leaving at this timeline, well, I think that company should definitely be on your marketing list tomorrow. Also, when you know a candidate you've been working with who just accepted a job, a great debrief would be to ask them for help, and see if they can give you some guidance as to where else they interviewed. It's a great way to uncover some new opportunities that you weren't aware of. Certainly a company who both has an opening and whose pipeline just got a little smaller if this candidate isn't going there. They may need your help. Make the call. At the end of the day, even with all these ideas, no matter what kind of market we're in, multiple touch points are most likely needed before you get a chance to even prove yourself. So if you really are serious about breaking into a certain company, multiple touch points of targeted calls, emails, texts, are going to be needed over a period of time. If you truly believe you can add value to the company, stay on top of them. Look, there's no magic wand here that we can wave to get a new job to work on. And there's still no substitute for raw effort. But if you put all these ideas together with the effort, good things will happen. I honestly believe that. Thank you all for watching and listening. I hope you were able to take away at least one idea that you can add to your business development strategies. I hope you all are safe and well, and happy hunting.